Welcome back, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming, coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. It's a takeover for my mate Adam. He's wanting us to take a look at his account. We're going to look at re-gearing his account for his clan boss team, arena team, and his dungeons. Let's get into it. So the first thing we want to take a look at is his gear. He doesn't have bad champions. They're just not leveled. So we've got a little work to do with his account, but he's got some pretty solid champs to get the job done. We just need to get them leveled up and going pretty much. So the first thing we want to do is take a look at his gear. He wanted me to go over that so he knew what he actually needed to keep, what he should keep versus what he should get rid of. The first thing we want to do when you're looking at getting rid of or selling gear is come in and hit your three bottom here across here, your gloves, your chest, and your boots, and you're going to hit your HP, your attack, and your defense. These are just your flat stats. Now, when you're early on in the game, which he is not, he's probably about mid-game. When you're early on in the game, flat stat gear, no matter what anyone else says, flat stat gear is not necessarily bad. So keep that in mind. As you start progressing and you start getting into mid-game, then you're going to want to start replacing that flat stat gear with actual percentage gear, because defense percent, attack percent, and HP percent is always gonna net you more in that stat than a flat stat will. So what we're going to do, since he is mid game and he's got some fairly decent champs and some fairly decent gear, we're going to go ahead and tank all of this flat stat gear. And as Hell Hades would say, it's going to go right in the bin. But when you run into a situation where it's a blue item, which I'm not going to have any because I sell them, but if you have a blue item and both pieces are flat rate, you might as well sell it. And the reason is because when you get to level 4 and it levels up one of those two things, it's going to be a flat rate thing. So I would just get rid of it. Again, guys, this also has to do with where you are in the game. If you get into in-game, you're going to want to min-max your champion's stats. And to do that, you're going to be looking for all percentage-based stats instead of flat stats. Next thing we want to take a look at is accessories. The short answer on what to keep and what to sell is if all three percentages are on one ring, keep it. There's no reason to get rid of it because that's the best it could possibly be. Now, when it comes to selling or looking for what to sell and what to keep on the amulet's pretty straightforward. There's only one thing that I definitely sell if I see it, and that's going to be an attack amulet. And the reason why I would just straight up sell an attack amulet, because there's literally no reason to have it. Because if it's an attack based champion, hopefully your crit rate is at 100%, therefore your crit damage wants to be as high as it could possibly be. You're going to get way more out of crit damage than you are your attack stat. So you will never choose attack over crit damage. The only time that you wouldn't choose crit damage over attack is if you just don't have any crit damage amulets. So you might want to keep all of your amulets. And that's going to be a decision you're going to have to make, because where you're at on your spider team makes the difference on what you're going to get rid of and why. These attack amulets just need to go away. So when deciding to go through your banners and get rid of the ones that you don't need, Again, it boils down to where you're at on your spider. When you're late game, you're gonna want your resistance banner, especially for arena, because once you get into arena, gold 4 and platinum, you need resistance. And then you've got your accuracy banner, which if you're doing anything that manipulates the other team, you need accuracy. So there's lots of reasons to keep all your banners, just depends on what you need them for. Alright, so if you're farming Ice Golem P, so the first 5 are going to be keepers. Retaliation, niche, probably not going to use it a lot, but keep your best stuff because you may want to put it on at least one person. When you start getting into close to 700 pieces of gear in your inventory, you have to make those hard decisions on what do I keep and what do I get rid of. That's what I would do with retaliation. Reflex, get rid of it. Cursed, get rid of it. Taunting, just like retaliation, it's niche. You want to make sure that you're putting it on the right champ, so only keep your best pieces. Alright, moving on to the Dragon's Lair. So your first 3 you're definitely keeping, right? Your speed is probably the most wanted out of this dungeon. You got accuracy, which is a really good set. Lifesteal, really good for your clan boss and dungeons. Destroy, get rid of it. Useless. Frost, another niche set, just like retaliation and taunting. Daze set, get rid of it. It's not the greatest of the CCs. Avenging, get rid of it. Stalwart, it's kind of niche. Then you got the Toxic set, get rid of it. It's useless. Alright, moving on to Fire Knight's Castle. So Fury set, in the bin. The crit damage is a good set, so keep that around. You can get pieces out of that. Frenzy set, get rid of it. Shield, great set. Regeneration, very niche. Not really a huge call for it, so just keep your best pieces. Stun set, fantastic. I will say it one more time. Fantastic CC. Savage gear. All your nukers are going to be in Savage gear. Immunity gear is going to be great for you once you get into gold 4 and platinum. Curing, useless, in the bin with curing. You've got the Swift Parry set, which is a fantastic set. Deflection, really good. And then you've got the Relentless set, which is a great 2-piece set. And then Perception is fantastic. So the last thing I want to go over when it comes to decking out your champions, it's very important to pay attention to the damage type of your champion. For instance, Sir Nick here, Mr. Santa Claus himself, is an HP champ up here in the corner. And then not only that, his damage is based on HP. So that means this stat right here does nothing for him. So when you're decking out your champs, make sure when you're putting a chest piece, gloves, or boots on him, make sure that it's HP percent, not attack percent, because the attack does nothing for him. And if you can find gear that doesn't have attack on them, even better. And make sure to check out my former video that I just posted a few days ago about selling and saving artifacts and accessories. It will give you a full breakdown of which artifacts to keep, which artifacts to sell, which sets to keep, and which sets to sell. And that way it'll give you a better understanding of how all this works. So here we are after we've upgraded everybody's gear. His account's looking great. The only thing we need to do is actually grind out silver so that we can upgrade all of his gear. So for his clan team, we're currently using Mountain King, which needs a lot of help. We're going to use him in Arena, we're going to use him in Clan Boss, and we're probably going to even use him in a few dungeons when it comes to different affinities and things like that. We also worked on Sepulchre Sentinel. We got her in some lifesteal gear, and we got her looking pretty good too. Again, just need to get some of this gear leveled up. We've got Miscreated Monster looking real good because he's going to be the beast of the account. He's going to be in arena, clan boss, and probably all of the dungeons, to be perfectly honest. He's just an all-around beast. For any account, he's going to be good. So we've got his gear leveled up, mainly worked on him because he's going to be the star of the account, obviously. And we got a lure because she's going to be a beast in Fire Knights and Spiders, so she's going to do some work there. Tayrell, of course, because he's just great. He's bringing lots of debuffs to help our damage dealers do damage, and we're going to probably use him in arena, clan boss, and a lot of the dungeons as well. And of course, Frozen Banshee for clan boss and possibly even dragon. We worked on Apothecary because he's going to be used in multiple roles as well. We actually got his speed up to 235. That's the best gear we could get for the speed gear. We're using Razin when it comes to a lot of stuff as well, which we need to work on his gear, leveling up his gear as well. We have Sile the Drakes, and we're using her in almost all the dungeons as well because she's just a fantastic champ. Probably the best free champ that they're going to give you. She is just absolutely fantastic. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And we're probably going to throw her in clan boss as well. And then Seer, we need to get her to 60, but she is a beast in the dungeons. She will clear waves like a boss. She is definitely going to do work. And then the surprise newcomer to the account, and I had him do some work leveling him up, is Warden. Now, we got him in a stun set to help with waves, but he's going to be a Fire Knight champ because there is no counterattack on this account. So we want this right here. His Wall of Thorns, his A3, attacks all enemies for 1 turn, places a 30% reflect damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. This is going to do work. He doesn't have him booked, but he's gonna do work. Now, if he was booked and he was doing it every 3 turns, Fire Knight would just not even be an issue. I mean, literally wouldn't be an issue. So as soon as this guy's up to level 60 and fully booked, Fire Knight's not going to be a problem. So let's get into some of the content. We're probably not going to do any runs. This was mainly to re-gear the champs, show how we should re-gear them, and then also how to clean up your account, how to clean up the account. So we did all those things, but I'm going to go ahead and get into the content and to show what's helped in each location. Team, let's get into Arena and check her out. Alright, here we are in Silver 3. So let's find a team that probably won't beat us in speed. This one may or may not beat us, but should be a good match. Let's see. Should be a good matchup here. Okay, we did win the speed race. And let's see. We're going to be the biggest threat. Let's see if we can get some stuns off. Nope. Looks like they've got some pretty good resistance. Let's finish you off. Let's see, ally protect, or let's try to take you. Let's finish off their damage dealer. Now all we gotta do is worry about their 2 healers. Alright. Doesn't look that the miscreated monster is very tanky, so that's a good thing. You know what? We're not even going to use Ally Protect right now. See if we can get some stuns off here. Good. Actually, now that the Ally Protects is off, we should probably try to take out Apothecary. See if we can't get him. Nope. We'll finish him off here, and now we can just put it on auto and work him. So as long as you're working the team like they're a crossword puzzle, it's usually not that big of a deal. So, but teams that are gonna beat you in speed are definitely gonna be harder to take down. But as long as, yeah, see that that fear and true fear, that's just a that's a gross ability. So, and this is a strong team too. Nope. Yep, we lost all three of our actions. Don't need to heal anyone right now. Oof. So they're all wearing shields. Let's see. See if we can't get some stuns here. Good. Got two. They're not very tanky at all. Whoops, I didn't do a speed boost. We're going to go ahead and ally protect on this one though. Let's get rid of you. See if we can stun him. Nope. None of these guys are booked, so that's going to affect some of our abilities working 100% of the time or even more times. So we got a couple of stuns there, which is nice. Let's see. Let's try to finish him off. Nope. Almost. And then now all that's left is Altan. So we'll go ahead and put it on auto here. That's a pretty strong team. I like it. I think Adam's going to enjoy playing it, and it's going to do some work for him. There's a good chance that he's going to get into gold with no problem with that. So for Clan Boss, we're doing about the same damage as we did before, maybe even a little less. But the difference is all of his Clan Boss champions all had level 16 gear, but it was all bad gear. So in some cases where his defense champion had attack based or attack percentage based chess piece, it did nothing for that champion. So we switched out the gear. We gave like Miscreated Monster. I think he had like a flat rate attack chess piece. He needed HP percent. So we got everybody geared the way they need to be. Now all we need to do is level the gear. Once the gear is leveled, it's going to increase his numbers tremendously. As for his dungeons, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through here and check out where he started, and then we're going to see how far I can get, and then I'll come back. So it looks like Ice Golem 16 is where he's farming right now. So let's see how far we can get. Alright, here we are. It was 7 minutes and 8 seconds. It wasn't pretty, but it was on auto. That is an Arbiter mission done, down the drain. So we are looking good for this because soon as the gear on all these champions gets leveled, soon as she gets to level 60 and the gear gets raised, man, this number will be blown away. So we're looking good for Ice Golem 20. Alright, looks like he is farming stage 10 of Spider. Now this one's going to be the hard one. Let's get in here and see how far we can push Spider. Here we are, stage 14 of Spider. Looks like this is as far as we're going to be able to push. I pushed into Spider 15, but because of the affinity and the champs we're running, that's just going to be a tough nut to crack. So what we did is we also brought in Lugan. We went ahead and geared him out. He's only level 50, but for Spider, he's a great tank to tank the Spiderlings. Alright, so for Dragon, looks like he was farming stage 17. Let's see how far we can push on Dragon. So after a long, hard fight, it looks like we've gotten all the way up to stage 20 Dragon. And so I've been farming stage 20 Dragon for Adam for a little bit. Our best time so far is 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So that's where we're at on Dragon. And lastly, it looks like he was farming stage 16 of the Fire Knight's castle with a 7-minute time. So let's see what we can do to make that better and push further into Fire Knight. Here we are at stage 18 of the Fire Knight castle. Now the thing about the Fire Knight, he is a tough nut to crack. So we're actually not I wasn't able to push to 19. 19 is going to be a different affinity, so tougher affinity for this group. So we're going to have to rearrange some champs and re-gear some more champs to get to Fire Knight 20. So it wasn't pretty getting here. The times were really high, but we at least got the job done. So we are on 18. So that's a pretty big jump. A couple of stages higher on Fire Knight. So still gonna help him out when it comes to farming gear to get the better gear. So far so good. His account is looking pretty good. We just need to work more on our Fire Knight team and more on our Spider team, and we've got this nut cracked. Alright guys, so that brings us to a close on our account takeover for my mate Adam. His account is looking stellar. We've jumped several stages on Spider and Fire Knight. We are farming stage 20 for Dragon and Ice Golem. We are in gold now. So he's hit gold 1. So that's exciting. He is starting to level up his Great Hall a lot better. His clan boss is still about the same if not even worse than what it was before, but by the time we level up the gear and we get all that taken care of, that's going to be even better. Then what we're going to do, once he's going to grind out some gear and he's going to level up the gear that's on the champs we've got now. We're going to come back to his account in a couple weeks and revisit his account, and we're going to actually speed tune, since we'll have a lot more gear options. We're going to speed tune his clan boss team and see if we can push to Ultra Nightmare. So come see us next time. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of them. Other than that, happy hunting. We'll see you soon. Bye.